timer is started. That is closed. Chat is up. And then, where's my mouse? Click into the game. I think I'm gonna load from there. Now I just sit and wait. Hello, Gab. Welcome. Yeah, no, there's something, truly special about being like, oh, have you seen the Chested Impreg? And someone being like, oh, yeah, I've seen that. And hello, Pink. Welcome. I'm still not coping well with being one of the first results in Google. That's deeply disconcerting for me. I've never lied, Kiro. Slander. I've never lied in my life. I don't know why you would say that. You're being ridiculous. Look, my back hurts. Time for a Sayoko to extort money from Clara. Yup. Sayoko is really something special. Gonna drink more water, and I'll probably just go ahead and get started since I'm doing a shorter stream. I find that my voice starts to kind of go out at the hour and 30-minute mark, and then I just kind of start coughing a lot, and it's very inconvenient. So I'm gonna try a shorter one and see if that, if I fare a little better. I'm gonna start from the autosave just because I need to see that again. Hello, Reiner. Welcome. I did get nervous. The game had a hard time loading in. It just kind of was on the loading screen for a while, so I got nervous. You're the only one I can talk to. More. Sister. Now for the finishing touch. Let's work together for the first time. Okay, let's do this! I feel so bad for Clara. Too easy. I do feel sorry for her, but any time spent wondering about how she feels is time wasted. What good can come out of that anyway? You wouldn't wonder about the numbers you type into a spreadsheet, Phil. Same thing. I will try. How much money do I need to bring? Okay, first, don't be alarmed when I tell you the amount. I tell her half of the necessary amount. ×2. In other words, the full amount, reducing the amount of work I have to do to 0. It's not that I don't want to work, it's just that it feels right for Clara to pay up that much. Damn! Every time you compliment me, I get another highlight in my eyes. It's beautiful. I'm sure if I tell Pacifica and Anya about it. Nice. But it'd be even nicer if you double the amount. You're a friend I can be proud of. Yup, that's what Pacifica and Anya in my mind are saying. Is the game loud? It feels loud to me, but it might not be loud to you guys. Is this a malicious scam? Perhaps. But Clara must think she's reformed me, and that I trust her enough to share my concerns with her. What's the ideal response to an ideal girl should make. I'm sure you know what you must do, Clara. I understand. Also, don't tell anyone else. This is for your ears only. It's our little secret. But wouldn't it be better to get a lot of people to help? I can't. Listen, if you betray me, I might get violent again like last time. Can you, go without threatening her, maybe? You just try. Hello, Poyo. What does a person who is afraid of the supernatural and urine say when they see both Ghostpia? Ha 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 ha. You're so clever, Poyo. think I feel Clara's shoulders stiffen when she hears the words last time. She hasn't forgotten the terror. I think it's far easier to forget things like love and happiness than it is to forget terror. Terror dulls your decision-making skills, and Clara's already dull as it is. Damn, Sayoko. Which I guess is why I'm able to handle her so easily. But I don't have that much money. We really should get more people to help. Don't say a word to anyone. I shoot a piercing gaze through Clara's big, bewildered eyes. I've never seen that much money. Oh. Clara? No, it's nothing. That money is off limits. I hug Clara tight as she murmurs those words, just like Pacifica once did. I then whisper in her ear, "Say, Clara. We're friends, aren't we? We've forgiven each other. We're almost the same age. We're true friends forever, aren't we?" I randomly say whatever words might make Clara happy, as if I'm trying to find a specific website. Hello, Sans. Bet you couldn't come up with a joke like that. I mean, yes, I did. I'm trying to save my voice. I find that I end up coughing a lot by the time we hit about the hour and 30 mark. So I'm gonna see how that works out, because I hate it when I have to just like lean away from the microphone to hack my lungs out. It sucks. It's a lot of reading. I randomly say whatever words might make Clara happy, as if I'm trying to find a specific website on a search engine. We sure are. Poor Clara. Clara's body trembles slightly. I don't know if it's what I said, or if my breath simply tickled her ear. Either way, it doesn't matter. Once this whole incident is over, let's plan out all the things we can do together. Clara starts squirming more and more in my embrace. Just think of all the things we can do. I can't wait for us to plan everything out. Together, of course. Just the two of us. In my room. A sleepover. We'll be together until morning. This is so evil, Sayoko. Dude. What the fuck are you talking about, Kiro? What is a lung biscuit? I don't want to know. And even so, I neither strengthen nor loosen my grasp on her, as if the embrace were completely natural. Oh, I wonder what you'll sound like as you snooze in my arms. Clara twitches, squirms, and then stops resisting. The priest has money saved up for everyone in case of an emergency. That's sure to be enough, and Go on. I'm in charge of looking at that money every once in a while. If I don't, it'll disappear like all the other stuff here, so... Clara. The next time I have a look at the money, I can bring it out. Thank you. I feel bad for the priest, but this is surely a good use of the money, right? God will surely forgive me, right? I'm sure he will. I pray that he forgives you too. Okay. Okay, see you later then. Let's regroup at my place when we've got the money. Okay. Poor Clara. I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna go home and sleep. Good night. Good night. Poor Clara. That conversation was 99% lies. What was the truthful part was the fact that she needs money, right? But that last part was true. I really am tired. Not out of guilt or anything. I'm just tired from all this concentrating. Cute little pan. A loogie? Ew. Once I manage to get back home, I toss myself onto the bed and go to sleep with my coat still on. I feel sleepier than the night I got back from that movie theater on the hill. Sleepier than the night I finally got a potential job offer from a company and informed the university. Sleepier than the morning after I dragged two friends' corpses through the snow back to town. Sleepier than the morning after I committed a massacre in the church. Wait, did I do all those things? No, that wasn't me. Must have been things I heard from someone else that I've mistaken for my own memories. Right, that's gotta be it. Anyway, I think I'm far sleepier now than I was for any of those various events. When the doorbell rings, the three of us packed into my room get excited. Pacifica, the pizza's here. It took them longer than 15 minutes, so they gotta give it to us for free. Yeah, so Sayoko. On it. Why is the door so creepy? Two of them hide behind the bed where they can't be seen from the door. I shoot them a glance and open the door. Here it is! Clara, no! Clara's standing there with a glimmer in her eyes. They're glimmering a little too much, actually. It's not like her. I guess her body must be all riled up from the naughtiness of betraying her people. I'm pretty sure the adrenaline or whatever would do that to you. There's a big travel bag by Clara's feet. Really? Wow, let's see it so I can count it. Blah, blah, blah. With difficulty, Clara picks up the heavy bag and hands it to me. So, have we come to understand each other? Are we friends now? I suppose you could say that, but you must be tired, so go home and get a good day's sleep. Oh. This is your home, right? I don't have any other plans today, so, Clara's eyes moisten slightly as if she's expecting something. Several somethings, even. Sorry, but I can't live up to those expectations. Oh, I see. Should we go hand over the money together? Clara looks at me with upturned eyes as she tries to read my facial expression. The elderly man, the elderly woman, Mr. Patel, and just about every other town's ghost is a little bit lonely. Even with her social position in her community, Clara's no exception. That said, I guess it'd be kind of ironic for a ghost to live a fulfilling life with lots of friends. Oh, I think that's a good idea, but, well, we ninjas work alone, you know. Maybe next time. Good night. Well, whatever, there's no point pitying someone you barely know, right? For just a moment, I think about what'll happen to her standing now that she's handed over her community's money to the enemy. She might lose her position as everyone's beloved nun in training. Oh well. I think about it for just a moment. And then I shut the door. Damn! It's brutal! A travel bag for the sleepover. Poor Clara. Fully caught up on One Piece. Bunch of fun. Gonna attempt at watching the movies. Gear 5 is peak. I will definitely finish watching a little bit of One Piece eventually, for sure. I hear cheering from behind me. That was some real rock and roll stuff there. This was really loud to me. I'm just gonna, yeah, eventually. Just gonna, turn it down a little bit. That's 1,000 times more than maximum score, Teach! It's 100 times more, you absolute poop head. Was that okay? That was an absolute garbage move, I'd say. But it's Clara we're talking about, so... Exactly. Sorry, not sorry. Yup. I needed to muster up a lot of courage to open up to Pacifica and Anya about this whole thing, but they accepted my decision without judging me. After strengthening our bond over our shared malice towards Clara, we're in a completely celebratory mood. It's a total victory for the type of women who love seeing cute girls, loved by everyone, fall flat on their faces. Thanks, you two. Don't mention it. All we did was watch. It's probably been about a month. Calendars don't exist in this town. I don't know if it's because of that but the very concept of time is ambiguous in this town. We all pretty much decide things with relative terms like today, tomorrow, tomorrow's tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and so forth, I suppose. And it seems that even in a town like this, the concepts of past and future vaguely exist. However vague time may be, it definitely took time for Clara to gather the money, or for the three of us to get together again like this. And using that time to walk around inanimate pet glaze isn't a good way to spend it. I'm sure that girl would be much happier to live her time freely. Alrighty then, time to go slam that cash in that old hag's face. I've got to get back to work though. You better, I'm still waiting on those goods. I know, just give me a bit more. Do what I did and accept the brain rot, it helps. Well, I have to get the brain rot first. we're already pretty deep into Limbus Company, so it'll happen eventually. The game is really fun. Limbus Company is a really fun game. However, the writing is such a huge step down. I'm having a hard time. I'll see. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm giving it a chance. Pacifica and Anya part ways at the entrance to the apartment complex. I'm the ninja of justice who will save Yoru. On the way to Yoru's workplace, I murmur conceited one-liners to myself. I'm just that elated right now. So elated I forget to pay attention to my surroundings. Hey, are ninjas normally for justice or evil? Whoa! I'm so distracted I forget to even consider the fact that the town's small enough that Yoru might be nearby on one of her pet clay walks and hear me murmuring to myself. But is Buff Bada cool? I don't know him yet. He has said like maybe 2 things, and that's being really generous. I'm counting his introduction, by the way. So, I don't know. He might be, but I can't. They do so many things that I don't like in writing. Like their use of amnesia as a way to explain the world to new players. That's the worst kind of like exposition and world building ever. I hate it, especially when I'm comparing like the use of amnesia in something like this. That's, you know, my standard for amnesia plot lines has gotten a lot higher. And one of the things that I loved about Library of Ruin is how it kind of just tosses you in and says, figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sweet. I don't know what's going on. Hell yeah. But you know, they're kind of like holding your hand. They're trying to explain the world and like the way things work. And it just, awkward. I think you mean the best CG possible, Poyo. It's a great one. And I get I don't want my hand held through all of the stuff that I already know. And I like to think that most people are smart enough to be able to pick up on things through like more naturalistic exposition and context clues and things like that. Like I understand that gacha games kind of go for a much wider audience. So you kind of have to do that to not like be off-putting to like your average consumer. And it beyond frustrates me. What? What, Sans? Tosses you in, cuts off your limbs, and says, suck it up. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want. I want more of that. But, you know, no, we don't have that. They're just kind of gonna hold my hand and guide me through everything, treat me like a child. Oh no, I'm saying they're not smart. That's why the game has to hold your hand. That's what I'm saying. Not everyone is as literaturally smart as you. Look, good writing is good writing. I think you can like, I don't know. I find it incredibly frustrating, especially when I'm comparing Ruina. Limbus Company is Ruina for babies. That's kind of what I'm getting right now. So, I mean, if you want like a really dumbed down Ruina, then it's great. The game actually is really, really fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's just, I'm hoping that the story gets better because they're still kind of getting through all of that exposition for people who don't know anything about, you know, the Project Moon universe. I don't know what that means, Kiro. Either way, I'm cautiously optimistic about the story. Some of the characters are growing on me. I just wish that things were maybe a little less ham-fisted. It gets kind of heavy-handed. Anyway, I should probably stop ranting about that, but jeepers! People don't say jeepers when they're surprised these days, you know? Well, I've got a lot on my mind, considering I heard concerning news that my former roommate bamboozled a girl into embezzling an organization's funds. Ugh. She's joking. Her giggles before collecting herself enough to continue. Thanks, I'm happy you went to such lengths for me. She smiles at me. That alone is enough to make me feel like it was worth the effort. So should we go pay the money now? Well, you see, that money's not enough anymore. It turns out I'm kind of a klutz. See, I broke some dishes, wasted some seasonings, and killed Biscuit. Remind me who Biscuit is again? One of the poops. Miss Margaret demanded compensative, I don't know how to say the damages, I think, and so that's more money added to my debt. No way. What a scumbag employer. No, it's far beyond that. She's just abusing and exploiting her. I've blown my lid at employers who require punching out during breaks. But this is on a completely different level. The only thing you can do at a workplace like that is to get as far away from it as possible. Yoru doesn't belong in that house. I'm reminded of that fact. It might seem like she has no other place to stay besides that house, but that's not the entire truth. I understand. In that case, allow me to ask a hypothetical question. Huh? What would you think if someone wanted to live with you? I'd be happy, but I can't leave the place where I'm at right now. Why not? Without thinking, I grab Yoru by the collar and bark in her face. There's no possible way you can be happy somewhere you're neglected, exploited, and abused. Lady's been truly alone this whole time. She's so sad. Sure, she's incontinent, she stinks, and she makes no sense, but I think I can understand why she turned out that way. You think you can fix that person? No, I don't think I can fix her, but even if I can't heal her, maybe I can alleviate her pain. In that sense, I don't think it's entirely meaningless for me to be there. That doesn't solve anything. Now instead of one unhappy person, we've got two. There are tons of unhappy people. What difference does one more make? That's not the point. I don't think it's a bad idea to confront sadness rather than pretend that everything's okay. That's why I think this town is a good place. Is that why you came to this town, Yoru? Is that your goal? I don't have a goal, just like you, Sayoko. But I do. You have a goal? Yeah, and that goal is to live with you back in that room. That is so sweet! We're ghosts, hollow specters. We're so empty we often lose sight of the very fact that we are ghosts. To live with you and grumble about my cramped bed and to meet up with friends every now and then, to joke around like idiots. And if I'm hollow, then I'm free to fill the void with whatever the hell I want. But you just... I can even fill the void with downright lies if I see fit. I gently place my finger on Yoru's forehead. That's right, I just made up that goal on the spot. I also made up your name on the spot. Excuse me? You good cats? The cats are fighting. You know, Kiro, that sounds like money and time well spent. I say go for it. So it's a little late to sweat the small stuff like that, you know? Yoru smiles awkwardly and giggles as if she can't find a reason to argue with me there. Looks like you finally admit it now, huh? Yoru copies me, places her index finger on my forehead as well. That's so cute. If I tell you to get down, okay? Is there about to be more elder abuse? Yo, long time no see. Actually, I guess it hasn't been that long, huh? I feel so old. My sense of time has been so vague lately. That was a close one the other day, huh? You okay? I need guns. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh? Lots of guns. I say just that as I slam the blood and mud-stained paper bills I stole from the usual men onto the counter. Why do I get the feeling you're using blood money to spill more blood? Do you hate that sort of thing? Oh, lets out a big sigh. But it doesn't feel like a sigh of disgust at all. I love it. I'll take all your bullets too. Woohoo! There's a mod that gives... Oh, hold on, I need to see this running, but... that gives Kai a huge ass. Should I get it? Yes? Obviously? I carry all the guns my money could buy as I run towards the old lady Margaret's house. My feet feel so light. I think to myself as I run, something like this has happened once before, long ago, or was it more recently? In the end, I guess I've got no way to free her without resorting to violence. Some people force their will upon reality against the desires of others using power, pain, and despair. If I came across someone like that, I'd probably despise them. I'd hate their guts. But I feel like I've been enduring something like that this whole time, and I hate it. I guess I'm worthless after all. Yoru herself chose to stay in a place like that, so shouldn't that be good enough for me? I noticed that I've stopped running. How long have I been standing still? I spend several seconds cursing myself for not knowing what exactly it is I want to do. I know full well that what I'm doing isn't right. I mutter those words before dashing off once again. And that's why I have to do it. I don't slow down. In fact, I speed up. But my feet feel incredibly heavy. I mean, you don't have to feel too bad about killing old people, right? Thick curtains are drawn on the other side of the window. They probably serve to protect the inside from the cold, but they also prevent me from seeing what's going on inside. But regardless, this is the optimal point of entry for a home invasion. That's the conclusion I've come to after scoping the house out for a while. This is probably the living room window. If yours right, then this is where Margaret watches TV all day. I shout and shoot the glass window. Okay, I gotta finish things up in a second or less. What is that, Sayoko? I don't even know how to say that. What is it? What are you saying, Sayoko? I break through the cracked glass and jump inside. The air is humid and contaminated by the stench of human waste and clay. As soon as the foul odor hits my nose, I'm already yelling my next line. Get down! When I pull the trigger, all I experience is the loud sound and force of recoil. Huh? What? But what anyone on the opposite side of the barrel experiences is a horizontal sweep of fully automatic gunfire. Kiwi! Oh, come on! When I see your... That was great. When I see Yoru fall down with holes blown in her guts, the first thing I feel is rage. Frustration that things didn't go as we planned in advance. As if one boy simply didn't sing at the choir competition. And I guess I didn't sing either. Why should I even sing out loud in front of other people? What's even the point of choir competitions? I don't get it. To vent my frustration, I kick over a table, sending a lump of clay into the air. When it smacks Yoru in the face, she goes bleh and stops moving completely. She sounds so goofy, it makes me laugh a little. If only Yoru were still around to hear herself, I'm sure she'd be laughing with me. Things go silent for a while, and then my honed senses are barely able to pick up the sound of running water, a flushing toilet, actually. You! What did you break this time? You thought I wouldn't notice, didn't you? You take me, well, don't take me for a fool. Cherries, just call it cherries. Yeah, that. The door to what seems to be a stairwell opens up and out comes Margaret. You! I fire at her feet. The elderly woman screams and pitifully falls flat on her face. I don't even want to think about where the bullets landed or if they pierced all the way through. Run away! Don't just space out! She's actually showing concern for Yoru, urging her to run. I guess she can't see Yoru's corpse from where she's fallen. You treated her so roughly and now you care? You don't understand. I was raising her with love. She's either lying to me or she's lying to herself like the senile elderly woman she is. Either way, I ignore her. Everyone has their own definition of love, which is why conflicts and misfortune happen. That's what I think anyway. She was such a kind, gentle, and good girl, always by my side. The first kid I ever wanted to succeed me. I'm sure she can inherit what my generation accomplished. By sharing my hardships, she can become just like me. After saying that, the elderly woman bends backwards as far as she can to lift her upper body and lets out an anguished groan, as if she's trying to get her voice heard by someone, but she can't bend backwards for long. I guess the pain of being shot is far too much for her to bear. It would be for most people, Sayoko. How dare you speak of love when you've never even considered how she feels? I look down upon the woman both literally and figuratively as she groans in pain. I guess I'm getting emotional because of the extraneous, thought that if anyone else were to see my attempt at rescuing Yoru, they'd have a hard time understanding where I'm coming from. Do you think that girl had any choice but to accept my love? The elderly woman creeps on the floor as she speaks. That girl only has me, and I only have that girl. The meaning of those words catches me off guard a bit, and probably not in a good way. Oh my god, Granny's packing! The elderly woman pulls a gun out of her pocket. A shock runs through my body as I fall backwards. I half-consciously pull the trigger on my rifle. Every sound seems delayed as it reaches my ears, though perhaps my senses are just oddly sensitive. Around the same time as my shoulders hit the carpet, the elderly woman lets out a groan. I guess I actually hit her with that shot in the dark. I feel something soft underneath my head. At first, I think it's poop, but maybe it's just clay. Or maybe it really is poop. Gross. There are several things I want to make sure of right now, but it doesn't look like I can. And that's because I'm quickly losing consciousness. I'm close to death, even. That elderly woman's got some skills, huh? I guess every woman in this town is tough. Every last one of you takes me for a fool, but you know what? I've got a mind of my own. I take proper care of my pets. I even pay my taxes. You sure you're not a fool? You could be dodging taxes, damn. Hello, Ryosuke. Welcome. Can you think of a better time to show up, Ryosuke? I mean, I hear her shrill voice ranting and wheezing. I bet before long she's gonna die of blood loss herself. But my death's gonna be overwhelmingly quicker than hers. A voice from above must be heard. You think you can be a big shot who can defy the missile's voice from above? Don't take me for a fool. You're the fool, you damn criminal. If I experience every sort of death I can imagine, will that allow me to escape from this place? That strange thought comes to mind, and as soon as I think, yeah, no thanks, my consciousness fades away. You know, I feel like I should be expecting everyone to be carrying a gun in this little ghost town, but every time it surprises me. I don't know. I should just assume. You see, I've been vaguely awake for a little while, but my consciousness only starts to clearly form when I hear voices talking from far away. Voices. I know these voices. I realize that the voices belong to the scavengers, and that realization serves as a spark, or an electromotive force, or something that sets my thoughts into motion. Oh, you're awake. When I get up reflexively, but slowly, yours there. If I tell you to get down, okay? That's why you ended up getting hit. I grumble a complaint. Oh, that's what you meant by get down. What else could I have meant? Well, oh. Yoru suddenly peers into my eyes as if she'd realized something important. What is it? I guess I'm not a good listener, huh? I let out a dry laugh, but not in a bad way or anything. I see. Well, the first step to solving a problem is to acknowledge that there is a problem. Oh, you sound just like a counselor, Sayoko. He, she says. He. Does anyone here wash their legs? Yes? If you were an X-Man, who would you be and why? I don't know that much about X-Men, honestly. What even are the coolest X-Men powers? I don't even know. You don't believe that I wash my legs? That's a bizarre thing to not believe. I have to shave those things. They're definitely getting washed. Thanks to Yoru, I'm able to let out a proper laugh this time. She laughs too. Honestly, I think we're acting a little lighthearted for people whose hearts just stopped. Scavengers wave and call out to us when they notice our voices. They seem a little spooked at first, but Yoru smoothly tells them we were just on a walk. She's an amazing talker, just a terrible listener. I interrupt before any idle chatter can start again. Can you give us a ride back home when you're finished with work? Sayoko! Yoru tries to interrupt, but I keep going. And by home, I mean our home. Yoru looks at me like she can't believe what I just said. A look of surprise mixed with joy. I feel a sense of desire. A desire for what, exactly? Material wealth, food, attention, maybe something else? I do feel a little proud of myself too, of course. Yeah, I don't mind, but... The leader seems a little hesitant to continue. I really ought to learn their names already. You'll help us finish that work, right? Of course. Yes, of course we'll help. The other two cheer behind their leader. I feel like cheering with them, but it's a little embarrassing, so I cheer silently. For someone so violent, she is so cute! If the leg is hairy enough the dirt can't get in, well... I don't know much about X-Men either, but the first character that came to mind was Professor X Mind Powers. Okay, no, me too! With work safely squared away, we sit in the back of the truck as it sways to and fro. I feel pleasantly tired, so I start to doze off. Say, Sayoko, do you think Anya still has that lemonade stand? Since she interrupted my nap, I answer a little rudely. I guess. Let's use that to start a business. Selling lemonade? Of course not, silly. Perhaps that's your imaginary little sister! Testing her finger at a patient is Yoru wearing a white coat. Okay, next! There's a long line. Please pay here. I beckon the patient. Thank you, I feel so refreshed. He drops some coins into the palm of my hand. It's about enough money to buy 2 cups of coffee at Mr. Patel's cafe. By the time I put the money in the register, the next patient's exam has already begun. Whenever I wake up, I hear a man crying inside a parked car parked outside. Every single day. It's driving me mad.
Perhaps that's just an imaginary man.
I see.
Okay, next.
She's really something. Please pay here. The payment is a flat sum. It's not expensive or anything, but considering the length of the line and the speedy service, it clearly adds up quickly. And it didn't even cost anything to start up. Despite the dirt cheap prices, not a single patient has doubted the authenticity of the medical exam. I suppose not many are brave enough to raise a complaint in the presence of the ninja who single-handedly subjugated the whole church.
Oh, how are things going, Miss Bodyguard?
Pacifica.
Who knew there would be a demand for such a service? It seems even I've been blindsided by her entrepreneurship. Well done.
It was Yoru's idea. There's no point selling something as low demand as lemonade. You have to sell something more essential. That was Yoru's basic idea.
The town's ghosts are all alone. It's like they've got nobody to turn to for counseling.
So you think you can make money off of that? Will anyone pay?
I do, and they will. That's a feeling I got as I interacted with that old lady.
I summarized the conversation to Pacifica.
But Sayoko, won't listening to everyone's concerns make for a stressful job for her?
Nope, there's no need to worry about that.
Oh, that's a cut and dried answer. I guess I can appreciate her tenacity at least.
No, it's not that she's tenacious or anything. I smile somewhat meanly. It's that she doesn't listen to others in the first place. The little Looney Tunes circle zoom out.
Hello, Blackjack. Welcome.
I think game-wise I've experienced one of the most amazing visual and audio experiences ever. Go on, do tell. You mean Ghostpia. Stream is over, everyone. Alright, we did it. Pack it up. Good stream, we did it. I love this game. It doesn't have to do half the stuff that it does. That kid and I talk about various things as we pedal our bikes. We have to shout in order to hear ourselves over the clamorous cars and the screeching cicadas. She talks about the minor scandals between classmates, popular celebrities, clothes she wants, and other things like that. Topics that don't really feel relevant to me. It's like we live in 2 different worlds, huh? She's popular, even with the boys. Why am I like this? I can't stop burping. During break time, she talks so loudly with friends, it's almost like it's a competition or something. While nobody ever steps up to anyone in her group, her voice in particular is especially influential. It's almost like any kid who opposes her gets immediately crushed by her followers. At school, she's like a mafia boss straight out of a movie. I don't like her, and not just because of how cute she looks. And yet she invited me to go to the movies with her. She's the same kid I've been with ever since kindergarten. The same kid who was so happy we were put into the same class when we moved up to elementary school. We used to get along since we were so alike, but before I knew it, our speech patterns and our social standings in class completely diverged. One day, when we were on cleaning duty together, we just so happened to get thirsty at the same time and went back to the classroom for bottled water. That's when she invited me to go to the movies with her. Just you and me?" I asked. "Yes," she nodded. "And that's why I'm riding my bike right now." I somehow managed to keep up with her in my cute new sundress and sandals. I'm not as refined as that kid, but I'm passable, I'd say. I know it sounds like I'm not enjoying myself at all, but I really am. It's too hot outside, and my favorite season is winter. Interesting. Which is on the exact opposite side of the calendar, but right now, I feel like there are good things to be enjoyed even in the middle of summer. The signal turns red at the last second, so I slam on the brakes. This is probably the last time the two of us can hang out. I'm sad, but I suppose it's only natural since we've grown to be too different from each other. A big truck passes in front of us, spreading its smelly exhaust fumes. Normally, I'd grimace at the smell, but today I'll just deal with it. I don't want to bother her, so I won't draw this in my picture diary. I'll keep this a secret until the day I die. No, even longer than that. I wonder if that kid thinks that this will be our last time together, too. Maybe that's why I feel like I have to enjoy myself. You see, as I stare at the signal, waiting for it to turn green, she speaks up somewhat quietly. "Yes?" My voice is quiet to begin with, so I don't know if she heard. "It looks like I'm going to the movies with Hasegawa next week. That's amazing." "It's not really that amazing," she blushes. "Hasegawa, he's an athlete and a sort of leader among the boys. I think he's the right fit for going to the movies with her." "So is today like a practice run for that, date?" She opens her big eyes even wider. She probably wasn't expecting me to say that. She then lets out a spontaneous giggle. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. If I had said it in the classroom, my school life would be in jeopardy starting the next day. But she smiles as if to tell me that there's no need to worry about anything like that right now. Dunno. I see. The signal turns green. I start pedaling. "I hope it goes well for you." I give her some lazy words of encouragement. "You really think so?" "Not really." "No, you've always had a habit of saying things you don't really mean." This is probably the last time we'll hang out together. Nothing will change that fact, but I already think, so what? Control. That has been on my to-play list. I've been very interested in it. Yeah, the game has a mostly creepy, stay on your toes experience, but it just did a fucking metal symphonic jazz break music piece as you put on a Walkman and do a mindfuck interdimensional puzzle where your walls start moving and the music and you... Damn, okay, I'm sold. Do you think Ghostpia is where people go when they die? I mean, I feel like that was kind of, implied, right? "Oh, hello, Father. I can't remember the last time you were the one who called me. How can I help you? I don't know who's talking." "We need to talk business." "Well, do you have a complaint about my business this late in the game?" "I don't know who you are." "No, I want you to deal with that ninja." "Now, I thought you would have given up by now." "That's none of your business." "Well, I suppose your men are useless after all." "Indeed, that's why I need your help." "Oh yes, it would indeed be child's play. For me, that is. I have just about everything I need ready." "Since I've allowed you to do whatever you pleased up until now, I assume you'd agree to my request without a moment of hesitation." "Very well, but in return..." "Pacifica, why?" I know. "Pacifica, why?" "Pacifica, why?" I'm not happy about that. The day I was lonely together with her. That's so cute. If Gravity Falls has taught me anything, never trust a motherfucker named Pacifica. You have a point. She gets better, though. As a self-proclaimed doctor and her bodyguard, we have an easy commute. All we have to carry is a simple box with the medical fees collected from the patients, or perhaps I should say victims. Yor carries the box on the way to work while it's still light, and I carry the box on the way back home when it gets heavy, if business is good. I'm carrying the box right now. We're pretty tired, but it's not exactly because we worked hard or anything. In any case, after work, we get back to the apartment and stop in front of the door to our room. Oh. The lock's been hacked open with an axe or something. Even the knob's been torn off. It makes me sad just looking at it. All this time, I've never even thought about how that door might feel. Yor turns to me and looks me in the eyes without a word. I nod to tell her I know. I then kick down the door as hard as I can. And before the door can hit the floor, I pull a gun out of my coat and shoot through it once and again and again. No response. I then throw the collection box at the ceiling in the room. When the box hits the ceiling, it explodes into a shower of coins. The voice says, "Whoa," but it's neither my voice nor yours. Thanks for giving away your position. You see, I was only trying to get a bunch of coins on the floor so that if you stepped on one, it'd make a sound that would alert me to your position. So you just saved me the trouble, I guess. The rest is simple. This happens every day, after all. I rush over and fire a shot at the crown of his head. Speed is key. Just like it is with our commute to work. When I turn around, not only is Yoru standing there, but so are Pacifica and Anya. I vaguely wave to them. Anya says, "What's up with that?" while Pacifica waves back. "It is what it is," I reply. As a self-proclaimed doctor and her bodyguard, we have an easy commute. But lately, I've got a heavy heart.
Ugh, I'm not happy about it, Gab.
Sayako, I feel sad for the door. Also, Sayako, bang, bang, bang. Look, I'm hopeful, right? I like Pacifica. I'm hopeful that everything will turn out okay. I'm sure nothing bad will happen, and I'm sure that I will leave this stream in 37 minutes feeling very happy, right? Right.
Must be a pain.
Things were going fine at first, though. We've been worrying about something lately. And that's the fact that assailants attack us on the way back from work every day.
That priest definitely has something to do with it.
He's barging into kids' rooms. I know he's a father, but he's not a dad. Here, coffee's ready. Yoru slams coffee cups onto the table, making more noise than necessary. The rims of each cup are slightly chipped. I suppose it's only to be expected, considering the cupboard containing the cups was recklessly toppled over during the home invasion. The room was dirty to begin with, but it's my only home. And now that the enemy has invaded it, it's no longer a safe place. It's a pain indeed. I stare at the rim of my cup to distract myself from the man's corpse still on the floor. This place is home to many memories. I can't say they're all good memories, but they're irreplaceable. And now it feels like those memories were tainted. But perhaps this is my fault. It probably is. It's because of my improper methods. It definitely doesn't help.
I don't know what they call themselves, but he must be in that worthless group of hoodlums who eat sweets around the clock.
So he's not with the church?
Well, yes and no. The church's power runs deep and wide, both economically and physically. Almost every business, association, and even hobby club runs with the support of the church if you trace the chain of command far enough. Whether the people at the bottom of the chain know it or not, they're financially backed by the church. The assailants attacking you are probably doing so under the orders of some scumbag boss. Either that or the boss's boss is probably under the orders of the church.
So that's why they can do these things without batting an eye.
And there's also the fact that other organizations wouldn't have any reason to target you.
I feel bad. Her explanation is simple and logical, but if it's true, then there's nowhere to run.
I guess you need a sturdier door, huh?
We've saved up a bit of money, so if you could set us up, I'd appreciate it as quickly as possible.
Well, I'm not sure how much I can fudge the schedule personally, but I can manage before long.
How long is before long, exactly?
Well, it won't take 9,999 days, that's for sure.
That's not before long at all. I shout louder than I expected, but the one I spooked the most with that shout was most definitely myself. I'm not mad or anything, just a little tired, to be honest.
Sayako, don't worry. Most of the clients at her workshop are my referrals, so I can help ease up the line just a bit. What you need to do right now is bear with it just a little while longer, and that's something only you can do, so... Look, this guy's got 3 magazines on him!
Please don't show me that! I don't know when Yoru started frisking the body, but she speaks up after finding something. All of the assassins have been men armed with a variety of weapons. Looting weapons from the bodies helps us build an arsenal, and hopefully should serve as a deterrent, as the enemy realizes that they're just handing us more and more weapons. But there's no need to do that right now, is there? You think I frisk dead bodies for fun?
Tell Sayako you're sorry for being a shitty and considerate dumbass.
I'm sorry for being a shitty and considerate dumbass.
Well said. Wouldn't you agree, Sayako? Sayako, I'm not you. I can't speak for you, and I don't know how it feels to be targeted by assassins every day, but I swear I'll track down the culprit for you.
Pacifica. Why are you lying? Now, are you gonna fix that door, get a new one? Put the door somewhere, forget it exists, it'll go back to the junkyard and respawn.
So please, bear with it until then. You don't have to do anything else, just bear with it. That's your job right now, just trust in me.
I think Pacifica is strong, far stronger than me, and she's right. You aren't me. I trust you. I want to trust you too!
Well said. I give you 100 out of 100.
Satisfied, Pacifica lets go of Yoru before leaving with Anya. Without me even saying anything, the two of them pick up the corpse and give me a nod as if to say, leave the rest to us. Once they're gone, I clean up the wrecked, coin-strewn room and murmur to myself. I sure hope I can bear with it. Usually we talk about the patients of the day before going to sleep, but today we're deathly quiet. We still feel slightly reserved around each other, and we don't have much to do or talk about, so we simply get ready for bed. Sorry about earlier. I've been a little weird today, or rather these past few days.
Everyone is a little bit weird. It's something I've been saying to my patients a lot lately.
I see. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
After that short conversation, I turn off the lights. They are so cute! I wake up to the sound of the doorbell. Who could it be this late at night? This close to dawn? Door repair? No, it's way too soon for that. Package delivery. It's a bomb! For a second, I was sure Yoru would get it, but she's dead asleep, even more dead than a ghost, with her leg entangled around mine. Yoru's pajamas are so unbuttoned she's practically not even wearing them. I chuckle to myself because I've grown so used to seeing her like that it doesn't even faze me. Tomorrow's going to be like any other day. I'll talk with Yoru and we'll go to work together. I slip on my slippers and slip out of bed. There's a slight crack in the hastily duct-taped door. It's dark in the room and bright in the hall. I can see someone standing outside without even having to get close to the crack. Those boots are familiar. They're the same ones worn not by today's assailant, but an earlier one. And he's got a pretty heavy package with him. Whenever I loot a gun from our assailants, I toss it under our bed. If I just reach in, I'll find what I need. There we go. For just a moment, I worry if I'll wake up Yoru. Well, whatever. I'll be right there. I pull the trigger. Jesus Christ. Yoru doesn't wake up. I just hear a groan from across the door. I kick the door open and head into the hall. I do indeed recognize the man tottering up the stairs. Dots of blood line the floor, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading the way. The bloodstains get bigger as I go upstairs. It's a sign that the man's getting weaker, which should normally be a good thing. That's why I think to myself, well, it should be fine. I've just become that desensitized to these sorts of armed conflicts. However, something's a little off about this particular situation. Oh! That's not going to help you, you know. The man doesn't react to my warning, leaving us at a stalemate. By the way, ham's delicious. I haven't had any in a while. Do you know any good places to get ham? I've been living off of canned food lately. As you'd expect, the man just looks at me incredulously as if to say, what's her problem? Now's your chance, whoever you are. Fire! That's the first word I ever hear from her. She says it so spontaneously, my body just naturally flows into motion. It's as if my body were built to respond to that voice command all along. Her voice is curious, but not for that reason alone. It's sweet. Metaphorically, I mean, no, wait, maybe that's only half true. Anytime Sayoko sees a girl, just every time. I couldn't find the Big Booty Kai mod, but I found a mod that gives him ram size, which is good enough. Somehow it really does feel sweet. It's kind of a... Yes, Fiona?
Yes, Fiona? What is it? What is it?
It's kind of a strange sensation. Oh, don't mind me. I stare as steam pipes up from the cup of tea placed before me. The rim isn't chipped on this cup, obviously. The one who made the tea is the tall, adult woman who helped out during that scuffle. Her bangs cover her face, so I can't tell where she's looking or read her expression. At the very least, her lips look emotionless. She's honestly a little scary. Her stoicism and burly physique really contrast with the other girl's gentle smile and delicate figure. But what's the most striking about this burly woman is the gaping hole in her gut. It's the gunshot wound from the bullet that pierced through the man's body. I have no idea how much kinetic energy a bullet can maintain after piercing through a man's body. But in any case, the bullet pierced through her clothes and there's blood soaking around the hole. It can't just be a flesh wound. Yet she's completely calm, and she's not the only one.
Help yourself.
The other girl is just as calm, sitting in what appears to be a somewhat high-tech wheelchair. I guess her legs aren't good. Yeah? The tire part of the wheelchair smoothly and easily moves across the rug without a problem. It seems like a pretty high-class item. It must run on supermagnetism or anti-gravity or something like that. Are those technologies commonplace now? I feel like they are. But I also feel like they're expensive. The other girl sits down a bit away from us, abruptly rolls up her shirt and exposes the gunshot wound on her stomach. So, would it not be better to just, like, kill yourself and then come back with a completely new, fresh body that does not have a bullet in it? I don't know, that's just me. Go the Q84 route. She had the right idea. Oof. She then quickly takes a first aid kit out of a briefcase and with a skilled hand, she quickly disinfects the wound and extracts the bullet with large tweezers. She's so calm and nonchalant. You'd think she was just popping a pimple. Are you okay? I call out to her without thinking. I'm the reason she got hurt, after all. Met. My name. Don't worry about my injury. I train. Miss Met's voice is way more gentle than I imagined. It makes me kinda happy, though I'd be happier if I didn't see this shiny red bullet in the tip of her tweezers.
We're ghosts after all. Even bullet wounds go back to normal before long. What's most important is to avoid immediate death.
Is it? Okay. I'm...
Sayoko, I know, you're famous, isn't that right, Matt?
Famous indeed. I'm sitting on a sofa in a room just 2 floors above ours, trying to make myself as small as possible. Our entire room is smaller than just this living room. At least I think it's a living room. Is it still a living room if we're dead? Is this just how the top floor is? It's like the presidential suite of a hotel.
Oh, I haven't introduced myself, have I? I'm Renata. I'd appreciate it if you called me...
Renja? Okay, Renja and Miss Met.
I'm glad to have you as a new friend, Sayoko.
Renja leans forward and reaches out her hand. I quickly take her hand so that she doesn't fall out of her wheelchair. Something smells so nice it makes me a little dizzy. What is that smell? I'm flustered, but she's smiling at me from across the table as she hugs a pink plush toy that I feel like I've seen somewhere before. Long ago. She's perfect. Okay, Sayoko. Shoot your shot. I believe in you.
This is my room.
I see. She looks younger than me, younger than Anya, maybe around Clara's age. Oh, so she's just a little girl. Maybe around Clara's age. She seems more composed and mature than Clara, but she ends up looking to be the same age due to how she just won't let go of that plush toy. So I guess I can speak more casually with her. I feel a bit weird to act all formal with someone younger than me, after all. I just skipped the whole thing, that's fine.
The kitchen's in another room, you see.
I see.
It might be a bit bigger than your room.
You must be rich.
It's because I make a lot of things, like what's on that plate.
On top of the plate are sweets wrapped in a stylish plastic bag, something you'd expect to see at a brand name store. So, I guess she sells sweets. Maybe that's how she's earned her riches.
I'd be happy if you drank that tea before it gets cold. It's more delicious when it's hot. You're curious how I know about you, aren't you? It's because I've had my eye on you for quite some time, Sayoko. You have such long, beautiful eyelashes.
My heart... This is so gay! My heart skips a beat. Half out of joy and half out of surprise. Ranja's got long eyelashes herself, and it seems like there's not a single flaw about her. I don't know how else to put it, but she's got an immaculate atmosphere to her. She's got the luxurious appearance of a princess, but the calm voice of a queen. She's refined and refreshing, like well-chilled imported mineral water that you'd find in a somewhat fancy supermarket by the station. Okay, that's a weird metaphor, but still.
But your hair could use a little work. Do you do proper hair treatment when you take a bath?
Hair treatment, that sounds like such a foreign word to me. In fact, I only started to take baths when Pacific and Anya told me to. Depression hits like that sometimes, huh? But at least I'm better than Yoru, okay? She doesn't even take baths if you tell her to.
I'll share what I use with you.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
That way our hair will smell the same.
Interesting. Renja looks right at me with her reddish-brown eyes. I don't understand the meaning of her gaze. Despite Renja seemingly knowing everything about me, I have no idea how she feels at all. Okay.
You know, this tastes pretty good for a powder anyway.
Living things do not exist in this town. And perhaps for that reason, most food products aren't fresh. But processed foods like smoked meat, sausages, or vacuum-sealed quick meals. We don't even drink coffee brewed from roasted beans, just freeze-dried instant coffee.
Freeze-dried coffee? Is that a real thing?
I don't have many opportunities to drink tea, but this tea is probably made from powder rather than actual leaves. After hesitating for a moment, I take a sip. It's sweet, but the flavor doesn't leap out at me. It just vaguely tastes like expensive tea. Oh? It reminds me of some tea I had with a friend when I went to a tart stand inside a department store. I think, wait, what's a department store?
Thank you for saving me.
Don't mention it. I mean, it was kinda my fault to begin with.
You'll be my friend, won't you?
Uh-huh.
I know it might sound weird for me to say this, but I just thought you were so cool and amazing back there, Sayoko. I would love to have a friend like you, Sayoko. That is, if you think I deserve it.
You know, maybe some good can come out of pretending to be a ninja in some strange town in the middle of nowhere, after all. I don't know how to say it, but this experience is special to me.
You see, it makes me very happy.
I'd be happy too. We talk for a while after that. The way Renja speaks is different from the other ghosts I've met. She carefully and courteously chooses each individual word slowly but surely, as if carefully constructing a building. She leads the conversation so well, even I can keep up with her despite how I usually stumble at questions as simple as, "How's the weather?" As someone who's exhausted every day, this conversation is a blessing.
They're so cute!
Freeze-dried coffee is a thing? Well, that sounds terrible. It shouldn't be.
Yo!
When Yoru and I enter the cafe, Anya raises her hand to catch our attention. You're early. Sorry for calling you out here.
Hey, no sweat. What should we order?
Don't bother with the new menu items. They're not very good.
Really?
I want to apologize for yesterday, but I can't find the proper timing, so I end up awkwardly biding my time. But Pacifica arrives soon enough, and after some small talk, we get to the point. Yeah, I guess as long as I apologize by the time we head out, I'm good.
So this is the thing I wanted to show you guys today.
Anya tosses a small resealable bag onto the table.
Ew, gross.
In the bag is what appears to be a thumb-sized, oddly metallic pill bug. No, wait, it has too few legs to be a pill bug. In any case, it's quite a curious creature.
We found it on that corpse you took care of the other day. He had an unnatural-looking wound, so I had her examine it. If your memory is accurate, Sayoko, he revived a few days ago, correct? I wasn't sure someone could get a wound like that in just a few days, you see, and what do you know? Jackpot. At first, I thought it was an implant or a beacon or something. But then I thought, why would you spend that much money on henchmen sent on a suicide mission?
Anya picks up on Pacifica's cue. There must be something Anya knows about this thing that even Pacifica doesn't. I listen intently.
This thing is, well, basically put, a soldier controller receiver. So essentially there's a main control... There's a main control unit out there somewhere that can manipulate dudes with this receiver implanted into them.
Controller, main unit, manipulate? I'm a little confused by all these video game-esque terms. It makes me think we've come a long way, both technologically and physically. I'm pretty sure I thought the same thing once before and tried to go to the outside world, yearning to go home. At first, I thought it was to ensure their henchmen don't go AWOL under enemy fire, but that doesn't make much sense. There's so many better ways to get people to do what you say, like special rewards. Giving away all the sweets you can eat is the way to go. So you couldn't figure it out in the end? Who do you think I am? I'm Anya, the fearless leader. Of course I looked into it. These things were used in the closing years of the Great War when the upper brass was clearly losing command of their forces and needed to minimize the damage caused by defection. So they tried using technology to artificially solve low morale, huh? Basically, I wonder where these guys are sending their orders from. It looks like the main unit can send the orders, do and don't. I think it works by commandeering the reward pathways of the brain and tinkering with them freely, like how parasites can make grasshoppers gladly drown themselves in a river. At least that's how I think it works. What does this mean? Well, you tell someone to do something and they must do it. Tell them don't and they must not do it. You lay down the rules. I don't know how much it costs to fully... Please, no more burping body. Why am I like this? I don't know how much it costs to fully replace a brain with a machine, but unlike a robot or cyborg, these soldiers can think about various aspects of their missions, and can thus violate parts of their orders as long as they uphold the order overall. Now that's a blatant disregard for human rights. Yeah, I guess it beats national collapse, though. You sound like an expert. Actually, I just heard this from an acquaintance of mine who happens to be an expert. He's a man, by the way. Yeah, so what? Oh my, what a lively reaction we've got here. I guess even Anya gets around, huh? Hey, cut it out! What do's and don'ts were those guys told? We just don't know. Do we not know, Pacifica? Do we not know? Don't rat out your own boss, maybe? I see, that does make sense. Guess we've got no choice but to capture the next assassin alive. Okay, I'll try. On the bright side, at least we're not dealing with gene-altering mutant manufacturing machine technology, I guess. I'd say the odds would be 50-50 in that case. Teenage ninja versus mutant would still be a tough matchup, huh? Guns. Huh? It's only 50-50 if it's unarmed. And if we include guns in the mix? I chuckle knowingly. I'll leave it to you. Glad to see you're doing well. That's probably thanks to my conversation with Renja. It's also thanks to the support you all give me too, of course. I feel a little guilty about not talking to anyone about my conversation with Renja. I know I could just talk about it, but considering all the effort Pacifica and Anya just went through to make me a new friend, it'd be a little rude of me to just casually mention how I made a new friend and had tea with her behind their backs. I'm sorry about yesterday. Don't sweat it, it's all in the past. And thus we plot to capture the next would-be assassin and cut him open, according to your suggestion. On the way home, she buys the sturdiest rope available at the store, thus completing preparations. But unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, we're not attacked by an assassin on the way back. The man who used the deliveryman approach yesterday was supposed to be in charge of today's assassination attempt, but since he jumped the gun and died, I suppose he's taking the day off. As I think to myself and space out, the phone rings. Hello? Hello, Sayoko. Sorry for calling so late. It's okay, I was still awake. Did something happen?
Yeah, kind of. Can you come over to my house?
No. Pacifica, no. Don't look so ominous. I take a look at Yoru to see she's dozed off while reading a book. It's a pain trying to wake her up. I really need to get her to pay more attention to the time. I'll go once I've woken up Yoru, but that'll take a little time.
No, I'd prefer I'd prefer it if you came alone.
But we don't know when the next attack will happen.
It'll be fine, just for tonight. I guarantee it. Anya's here already. We'll be waiting.
Okay, I'll hurry. I'm going. I pat Yoru on the forehead. I hear her mumble incoherently behind me as I head out into town. If they're ghosts, is it a vivisection? I'm that image of Walter White banging on the car door right now. I guess this is my third time going to Pacifica's house. Since it's already early, I hesitate for a moment before ringing the doorbell. But Pacifica doesn't answer. Something like this has happened before, so I wait a bit before trying again, figuring she might be using the bathroom or something. I try to simulate the situation in my head a few times to see what the best outcome would be. I feel a little happy that I've been remembering more things lately. An entire conversation plays out in my head as I wait. And yet there's no sign of Pacifica answering the door. I really hope someone didn't break into her house and settle a grudge or steal anything. I grab the doorknob, it turns without any resistance, meaning it wasn't locked. Something's clearly wrong here. I should have done this to begin with. I barge into Pacifica's house as vigilantly as possible. There's no sign of any human, or rather ghost, presence. Instead, all that's in the living room is steaming food and coffee on the table. Normally, the smell of the food would make me hungry. But something feels ominous about this place. Someone must have broken in here after all. No, that wouldn't make sense. If I were a home invader, a table with food on it is the first thing I'd topple over. Really? I decide to wait. Pacifica's a busy ghost, I think. Perhaps something urgent came up and interrupted her meal. Since it's cold outside, I decide to take just the coffee. Sorry for swiping the coffee. Perhaps this coffee was actually meant for me, as it's a little sweet. I sip the coffee and sit on the sofa as I wait for the owner of the house to return. At first, I'm a little worried if there's an intruder or not, but the warm room, the fluffy sofa, and the scent of Pacifica's perfume lingering on the fabric relaxes me so much. By the time I start to feel a little bored, I get struck by a bout of sleepiness. Sweet things are so relaxing, huh? Just like Pacifica and Renja, too. I think Renja comes out on top in terms of sugar content. Damn. Roofied, huh? Pacifica's more of a mature taste. I try to get up when I start thinking weird thoughts like that, but it seems I'm at my limit. I decide to take a short nap. Pacifica might be shocked to find me like this. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be shocked. It was drugged, wasn't it? That's what I'm saying. It's a little hot. Pacifica's house has efficient heating, so I guess this is just how it gets sometimes. My eyelids feel so heavy, but I force my body to get up since I know I can't just sleep here forever. Pacifica? I open my eyes. Oh my god? I wish I hadn't. I want to believe that this is just a dream. I mean, I could try going back to sleep. The living room is engulfed in a sea of flames. Just about everything is on fire except for me. But it doesn't look like it'll be that way for long. I smell a faint hint of gasoline. I wonder why I didn't notice it until now. The scent's way more overwhelming than the smell of burning wood, fabric, or plastic. This is arson, isn't it? But why? Wait, first things first, I gotta get out of here. That's so cool! I love this game. With all the warning alarms going off in my head, I should have jumped out of my seat, but I don't. Huh? I can stand up, but not for long. Even if I brace my legs, the upper half of my body doesn't balance along with them. I tell my body to hold on, but the command just fizzles out before I can spread all the way. I'm frustrated, but even the frustration fizzles out. My mind goes blank. It's like I try to count to 16, but can only get to 8. I start to break out in a sweat, filling my clothes with unpleasant dampness. I need to use that displeasure as a tool to prop up my feeble concentration. When I totter over to the table, I consider placing my hands on the edge, probably due to smoke inhalation. Unfortunately, I probably can't run my way out of here. I look around. The window. If I try going out the front door, I'm almost certain I'll lose consciousness before I get there. I place my hands on the glass. I gather up all the strength I can muster and smash it. Fresh air touches my cheek. Almost there. Hang in there. Get your upper body out the window. This is fine. You're so clever, Sans. When my face slams into the ground, I know I've successfully escaped. I hear several footsteps in the snow. When I notice people gathering around me, I know that I've only gotten out of the fire and into the frying pan. Arson means there's arsonist. And if there's one arsonist, why not several of them? Can you take them on? I ask myself. I don't think I can take them on. Can't you do something? I don't think I can do anything. How many are we dealing with? About 3 men, I suppose. Why would they gang up on a girl? Isn't it obvious? I'll kill them? Censored? Everything you couldn't do that day, I'll make it happen. I take a gun out of my pocket and without even taking proper aim, I fire at one of them. What happens after that beats me. The world seems to move frame by frame, but with several frames missing. Before I realize that I've dropped my gun, damn it. The men glare at me. My body can't move anymore, not even my brain. I'll kill them. Censored. Interesting. The only thing inside of me is that single-minded intention. Time slowly drags on. The sudden sound of a siren snaps me back to my senses. The police car stops. Police, what's going on over here? A familiar-looking, plainclothes police officer shouts from the police car window. Mind explaining yourselves? When the officer tries to get out of his car, the men shoot at it. And all they got out of it is just a few cracks in the windshield. Hey, you can't just shoot at a police officer like that, you know? You can't do that. That's illegal. The officer acts somewhat predictably, and then... Hey, Ninja, sorry in advance if I hit you. He says that before firing his shotgun. I hear repeated alternation between gunshot and pump action. The stimulation overload fries my burnt-out nerves, leaving me completely disoriented. Before I know it, it's just me and the officer. The other men run away. The police officer then turns to me and continues. Hey, no need to be so apprehensive. I'm on your side today. Liar. I'll kill you, I swear. I can't. Do I like do a SpongeBob and just like make dolphin noises? What do I do? I say exactly what crosses my mind. I see. Wow, that's scary. But his casual tone of voice is nothing but proof that the danger is gone, which makes me happy and relieved. Maybe I can let my guard down just a little. And then... there is nothing little about me letting my guard down here since I lose consciousness entirely. The Japanese version, due to grammar, the kill part goes at the end of the sentence, which gets cut off. Okay. That makes sense. I wake up when I notice the characteristic rumbling of a car driving down the road. Every time the car shakes, my head aches and I curse. Hey, I don't think that's appropriate language for a young girl your age. That's such cool framing. I love that. I love that angle. It's so good. And this is where we stop. Seems like an hour and 30 minutes is just the right spot for reading through a visual novel. Save. Yeah, save. Saving is done. That's really ominous, Gab. Not if I have anything to say about it. Look, I hate it when I get to that point where I'm just kind of like hacking up a lung by the end and trying really hard not to cough. But you know, after like talking for 2 hours straight, you you have a hard time at that point. Normally, I'd be able to split it with Novelle, you know? Suffer for my enjoyment, I'll say some. Okay, I'm very anxious, Gav. Although this makes me want to go back to Ghostpia as soon as possible. I screenshotted someone's comment today, and I'll run it in their faces next stream when the thing happens. Throw something at Novel for me. I think I can manage that, assuming, well, I mean, I can throw something at him even if he is asleep, actually. Either way, stream is over. I think we're going to be doing Catherine tomorrow. Rub it in their faces. Yeah, I figured that probably was what you meant. We're probably going to do Catherine tomorrow. And then after that, I'm going to do something. Bleh, Catherine. I'd say we're almost done. I think this is the last route we're going to do. That's what me and Novelle talked about anyway. Be done with Catherine and pick something else up. I don't know what that is yet. I'm hopeful it'll be Valhalla because I really want to play that game. I've been trying to fight Novelle to play that game for a while, and I'm going to keep fighting for it. I'm kind of ready to end Catherine. Yeah, no, we are too. You should do the art outline thing again. I don't know what that means. Oh, are you talking about like giving y'all the line work and letting you color it? Giving you little coloring book pages? At least watch Ren's ending on YouTube. Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. We've spent a long time on Catherine, though it is very funny to watch Novelle do the puzzles. See, I'm rooting for it, Sans. I'm rooting for it, Blackjack, but sometimes I get vetoed. Do a baby sensory stream? I don't know what that means. Is it like... No, I do know what that means, unfortunately. But I was thinking that my next solo stream, I would either do, you know, like Gartic Phone, because I can't get Novelle to do it with me. I'll be doing it all by myself, even though I can't talk and draw at the same time. I need support. But I'm gonna do my best. Or I was just gonna take a random sketch that I have like a dozen of them. Make meth on stream. I'm not trying to go to jail yet. I'm not that desperate. I can do's it. Maybe I can do's it. We'll see. Because I have a bunch of sketches that I want to eventually finish. Should I finish up my sexy Bina? Maybe I should finish her up. She deserves it. I've been playing with new brushes lately, and they're really fun. Anyway, I'm just kind of blabbing. I'm gonna... But how will you meet cops? Alright, stream over. I'm gonna end it now, or I'm just gonna sit here and talk forever.